I just wanted to give my quick thoughts of the passing of Nick Bockwinkle, who passed away at the age of 80 on November 14th, 2015. Bockwinkle was one of those staples in the wrestling industry during, the 70s and the 80s, and he basically ran the AWA and just ran with the championships that were involved in the different AWA divisions. And he is one of those staples as a heel. Yes, he has been a face, but as a heel, that's when he basically was at the pinnacle, the top. And he was managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan. Um, During those times in wrestling, it wasn't all the flashy bullshit that you see today. Back then, it was generally about the wrestling matches. Some were short and sweet, but if it was a championship encounter and they wanted to basically elevate their champion, they made that champion and that championship mean something. Regardless of what organization that it was in, they made their champion worth something. Yes, it was about entertaining the crowd. Yes, it was about giving interviews. Yes, it was about how well you can do everything to present yourself as believable to the crowd. But Nick Bockwinkle was one of those guys that you looked at and you watched him wrestle. You watched him wrestle and you were like, yeah, he deserves to be there. Yes, wrestling has a lot of politics, no matter what era. Okay, but that's not this is what this is all about. I just wanted to pay my respects for someone that paved the way for a lot of wrestling that we see today. Um, you know, he's had rivalries with a lot of great wrestling names. Names like Jerry Lawler, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Rick Martel, even Kurt Hennig, aka Mr. Perfect. He's had rivalries and matches with all those guys, even like Larry Zbyszko. He's had matches and he's had rivalries, and they were very, very good. I mean, if you have a chance to see those matches, if you have the chance to watch his work, go search those matches out. Go watch his matches. I don't give a damn who it is against. Just go and watch his past matches because they're worth seeing. Especially if you watch the stuff that's for today, or even if you're a wrestling fan of the 80s or even the 90s or even like early in the millennium, it doesn't matter. Go and seek this guy out as far as watching his matches and listening to his interviews, because as soon as you see it, you'll be like, yep, there are a lot of people that want to be like him. Because, like I said, as a heel and as a face, when he eventually turned, he was one of the stamps. He was one of the staples of the wrestling industry. So I just wanted to give my quick thoughts on his passing away. Even though he was 80 years old when he passed, he lived a long, great life. It's still pretty sad to see someone that you grew up watching or even that you knew about of the things that you like. It's pretty sad to see them or hear about them passing away. A lot of things happened, this past weekend. Other things I won't mention, but yeah, I just wanted to give my quick thoughts on that. So, thank you, Nick Bockwinkle. You were, and are one of the reasons why wrestling got as great as, yes, most people have an opinion about the way wrestling is now, but wrestling would not be where it's at without certain people. And generally speaking, Nick Bockwinkle is one of those people that actually had a footnote in a lot of wrestling that's out there. Even though it was in the AWA, yeah, and compared to the WWF, which overtook it. But look, that doesn't matter here. What matters is that he is one of the guys that paved the way for the great industry. So, any questions or comments? Yeah, that's pretty much what I want to say about that. And I just wanted to one more time say thank you to Nick Bockwinkle and rest in